Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of Everything Transformers, Everything GIJoe. So this is meant as sort of an audio podcast, and it's meant to listen as you do something. So I recommend dropping YouTube down to 144p, maybe listen in your car, on the bus, or as you do some laundry or some dishes. Let's get to it. First, let's do a quick intro. Those you might be new to the channel, I'm a kid from the 80s. Been into GIJoe and Transformers since the beginning, and always, there's been a lot of toys in between, but always come back to these two lines. It's a strange niche, I know, collecting both GIJoe and Transformers, but when it comes down to it, Hasbro makes good things. I'm also a deal hunter. You'll notice a trend on a lot of my videos. I'm on a budget, so I enjoy things like garage sale pricing, not really collector pricing. I like to get things for a deal. I like to work deals and make sure that I get a good deal. When it comes down to it, patience is the key to being an experienced collector. As a collector who enjoys getting deals, I often have to play the long game on something, but there's also a time and place for that. A lot of Transformers that come to retail, I'm fine to wait on, and I'll pick them up a year later at a convention for really cheap. I actually have a video on this if you want to check out more details on that strategy. The link is in the description. But other times, I know I want something. So, for example, let's take Legacy Menasor. I was never a fan of Combiner Wars 1, so I've recently sold it, with the plans to complete the Legacy one, like so many other collectors out there. So one by one, I've made sure that I've actually pre-ordered the 4 cars: Dead End, Drag Strip, Wild Rider, and Breakdown. Currently, like most people, I have the 3, and I'm just waiting on Breakdown. However, I have yet to purchase Motormaster. I know that I want to complete Menasor, but being Canadian, Motormaster, he's kind of pricey. Although I really want to complete Menasor, I have to be patient on Motormaster. I'm hoping I'll be able to pick up a cheaper one along the way, possibly at a convention, trying to avoid paying the full retail price for Motormaster at this point. But that's the thing, right? Patience versus instant gratification. I knew I wanted the deluxes, so I picked those up because I figured there was a greater chance I'd miss one of those. I feel like in the future somebody will be getting rid of Motormaster, and I'll be able to pick him up for a fairly decent price. Moving on, of course, now we're into the holiday season, and this means toy season. Of course, a few days ago, as of this recording, was Black Friday, and there were some pretty good deals to be had. I know for sure if you're into toy hacks, which I currently have not really purchased a lot. I did purchase a Studio Series Cup upgrade a few weeks ago, which I posted on Instagram, which I haven't completed yet, but I do plan to. That being said, Toy Hacks had 25% off all of their Transformer stickers. And don't forget, if you're a Canadian and you proof it with your address, you can also get an additional 30% off, as it's a way to help with the current state of our exchange rate, because Toy Hacks is one of those companies that is Canadian, but because of its popularity, it deals in American money, which totally makes sense because American money is kind of the way of everything on the internet. Anyways, so that was a good deal. Hopefully some people capitalized on that. I was looking at a few sticker sheets, but I didn't get anything besides the cup. For Black Friday, Toys R Us Canada here had 30% off all of its buzzworthy toys, which, sounds like a lot, 30% off. But the problem is Toys R Us Canada has recently, when I say recently, in the last year, been purchased by a new company, and they've raised all their prices by 15 to 20%. So when something's on sale for 30% off of a really high price, it basically reduces it to the price that everyone else is just charging. Now, of course, Buzzworthy is exclusive to Toys R Us, but still no great deals to be had with that Black Friday 30% off deal. So that sucked. Walmart didn't have too much on sale. However, one thing that some eagle-eyed people like myself noticed they had Transformers Kingdom Arc on sale for $119, which is pretty good because it's normally $250 or so here in Canada. So it was a decent deal. Myself, I'm not really interested in the Arc as I don't know, it's not really to me a canon Transformer, and I have a problem attaching to things like that when they're not really canon per se. Amazon did have a few good deals as well. I don't know if anyone checked that out. There was a lot of Transformers on sale, like only a few dollars off, like 10 or 15% off. But you know what, when you're collecting and this hobby's got so expensive, it is nice to even save a few dollars off a Transformer or a G.I. Joe that you were potentially looking to buy anyways. One tip I'll always recommend for Amazon is go through and add everything and anything that you might be interested in to, say, a wish list, and that way it becomes an easy one-stop shop where you can check prices on items that you might be interested in, because Amazon has this weird thing. I don't understand really the business model. Prices fluctuate a lot on Amazon daily, weekly. So if you're truly interested in something, you should really go back and constantly check the listing. For example, I have a video up as well related to the Transformers crossover Megatron. The retail price on that was about $150 Canadian when it was originally released. EB Games had it for $129, and if you had a discount with their rewards card, you could get it for $160 plus tax, which is obviously a nice price compared to the $130 that some of the stores were charging. And of course, now I've previously talked about Toys R Us. I think they're charging $159 plus tax for it. Anyways, I randomly checked it one evening before going to bed, and Amazon had it on sale for $93 Canadian. So, I mean, that is a significant chunk of savings there, and that's just randomly, some random night they had on sale. And actually, a lot of people missed it. I shared it on a few Facebook groups so people could cash in on it, but it actually recently came back a few days ago, and people were like, what? This is a crazy deal, because people had paid $129, $130, almost some people paid $159 plus tax for the same figure. So always check out Amazon. Now, the one downside to that cheap price is that apparently he doesn't ship till January. So I still have my fingers crossed that he'll actually make it to my doorstep. Amazon has a nasty habit of not being able to deliver toys. They get canceled. Currently, myself, I've had a pretty good run. The only thing that was recently canceled, probably for me from Amazon, was whenever the Arctic Storm Shadow from GIJoe Classified. That was the last thing they ordered that was canceled. So we never really got those here in Canada. They canceled all the orders. But one thing I am waiting on is I do have a delayed GIJoe Classified Crimson Guard. I think I pre-ordered it in May. It has been a few emails now of, oh, by the way, it's been delayed. So if you're a fan of my channel, the Crimson Guard is by far one of my all-time favorite G.I. Joes. And so I'm really looking forward to him. Anyway, so I have my fingers crossed that I do end up getting him from Amazon. He actually shows up, but I've actually hedged my bets and do have him ordered from another realtor as well, so I'm gonna have two of them. That's totally fine, because you know what, if you're gonna troop build one GIJoe Classified figure, the Crimson Guard is an awesome figure to troop build. I also have the retro Crimson Guard on pre-order from Walmart Canada. They went up a few weeks ago, and I'm really looking forward for that. I'm hoping that will come before Christmas so I can put it under the tree and act surprised when I unwrap it myself. So I'm really looking forward to that. So the Crimson Guard all around, can't wait to get that. So my fingers are crossed that Amazon comes through. Another hot topic is Hasbro actually being able to ship products to the shelves recently. During the Big V, there was a big issue where Hasbro had nothing on the shelves. And it was really weird. It was Transformers and GIJoe. They were really hard to find, like new waves of them. GIJoe Classified, it was non-existent for a long time on the shelves at Walmart. That being said, things seem to be turning around. Like Transformers Legacy Wave 3 has been popping up. There's been lots of reports of that, which is good news for Transformers fans. I myself actually just found the newly released Transformers Velocitron Galaxy Shuttle today at a local Walmart. I didn't pick him up, but I was still interested to see him. He's really cool. The paper on the box was really flimsy, however, but he looked really cool. But it's still exciting to see new product on the shelves when you go to the store. Now, at the same time, I have not seen any sign of Velocitron Cosmos. I've checked several times. I have shorts up on YouTube showing my lack of ability to find him. Not that I'm really looking for him, but you can always go to eBay. I'd rather find him at retail to get him at a better price. He's one of those core Generation 1 Transformers that, I'd always like to have the newest update of in my collection. So hopefully at some point in the future, I'll be able to find him. Once again, call back to earlier, patience is the key. And as an experienced collector, I'm holding out hope that I'll find him down the road. Of course, related to new product, we have even more new GIJoe Classified coming to pegs. Of course, Zorana, Dusty, and the Crimson Guard. As previously mentioned, my Crimson Guard is delayed from Amazon. However, there are reports of people finding them. Of course, Dusty, I actually received my own Dusty from GameStop this week. And you know what? And Zorana is coming as well. So this is great. So it's kind of like we've had back-to-back GIJoe Classified waves released now, where they seem pretty ample to be able to be found. So the Twins and Stalker, that's great. So hopefully, you know what? Hasbro's got things under control, and we're going to get more stuff on the shelves on a regular basis, and we can continue this going. As a person who goes to toy aisles, I often notice, whatever Mattel is doing, it's working for them. There's always a new wave of Master of the Universe classics or Origins, sorry. There's always new waves there. And I don't collect Masters of the Universe, but I get jealous of how many new waves and new figures are always on the pegs for Masters of the Universe. I'm really hoping Hasbro can continue this, and we will be able to find GIJoes and Transformers a lot easier in the new year. Now, I do want to bring one thing up that I find weird. So, of course, with Hasbro, they have their new thing, their Hasbro Pulse website, which, I understand they are trying to direct everyone to the Hasbro Pulse website, and they want that to be your one-stop shop. They make their money directly there, but I just don't understand the allure of the Hasbro Pulse as of yet. It hasn't really hit, because you have to pay to be a member of Hasbro Pulse to be able to buy stuff early as a premium member to make sure you get it. But it doesn't seem to work very well. I have to be honest. I'll see people say, hey, I don't have my Serpentor yet. However, people who just, went to the GameStop Canada website and were able to pre-order Serpentor or even phone their local store have already received their Serpentors. I have my Serpentor that I pre-ordered from GameStop just by making a phone call once it went live, and I was able to get mine, no problems. And people who are paying a premium to be a member of Hasbro Pulse are not able to get theirs ahead of me, I find that's weird. Now, I understand that there was multiple releases of, say, Serpentor. I think there's one that was shipping before Christmas and one that's going to ship after Christmas for Americans, for anyone that used the Hasbro Pulse website. But I just find it weird because you would think, as Hasbro, you would think they'd have priority of what? Before we send any of the other countries or anything, we got to make sure we take care of the people that pay for this service. And it doesn't seem to be the way. All this stuff, I don't know what has happened, but as a person who lives in Canada and I'm a toy collector, it seems a lot of it ends up in Canada before it goes to the people in the USA that are primarily those Hasbro Pulse customers. There are for sure Canadians that have Hasbro Pulse membership. It's just that as a Canadian, you have to factor in there's a higher shipping rate. There's an exchange rate of the money because our money's worth less. So for me, being a member of Hasbro Pulse isn't really an option because it's not a deal. You know me, as the introduction says, I'm all about the deals, and Hasbro Pulse has no deal for me as it's currently set up, where it is an American site and dealing in American funds. As a Canadian, it's a no-go for me. And I'm really confused actually how many people I see on Canadian GIJoe forums who are like, oh, I ordered mine from Hasbro Pulse. I don't see the point of it. Most exclusives that Hasbro Pulse has to offer, like Serpentor, came to GameStop. Dr. Mindbender came to GameStop. I don't remember if the Tiger Force and Python Patrol figures for Classified were on Hasbro Pulse. Another example, Tiger Force, GIJoe Classified, and Python Patrol GIJoe Classified figures are exclusive to Target. That is where the line originates. However, for some reason, we don't have Target here in Canada anymore. Toys R Us Canada has the rights for the Tiger Force and the Python Patrol Classified exclusive. For some reason, we got boatloads, bucketfuls of Outback and Vipers and Python Patrol bats. They're clogging up our shelves here. And you hear reports in the United States that a lot of Target users had their pre-orders canceled because Target couldn't get a hold of them. I just don't understand. So while earlier I mentioned Hasbro was doing a great job, still, it's not perfect for our American friends because there's still a lot of delays where I feel like because Hasbro is an American company, a lot of their customers are in the United States, you would think they would put their priority on those people. So it's weird. I mean, I think things are getting better, but we'll see how it goes. So I had this audio recorded, and of course, a late edition, Paramount went and dropped the Rise of the Beast trailer, and I just wanted to get my thoughts quickly into this episode. So I'll probably do it more in depth down the road, but first things first, I have to say this trailer really restored my faith in the Transformer movie franchise and the potential it has. I think while there's a lot that we haven't seen, we don't know for sure who the bad guys are, I do think that the animation, the special effects looks amazing. The action scenes look really good. And as in general, I'm really impressed with what I have seen so far. So we'll see how it works out, and I'll talk about more in an upcoming episode. I just wanted to say I'm looking forward to the movie. So basically, when we get down to it, I am going to do this on a kind of a season basis. So I think what we're going to do is going to do 5 episodes in a season, then take a break. The episodes will probably be bi-weekly. I'm still trying to figure this out. Like always, I always do recommend, I like to have sort of like a dialogue in the comments. If you hear something I'm talking about here, please feel free to leave a comment. Ask me a question. I answer all the comments. Like whatever you say, if it's good, bad, or ugly, I will respond to it. It's one thing I like to do as a small YouTuber. Also, if you are new to the channel, I've left a selection of videos for you to check out once this video ends. But please think about subscribing and liking the video, so make sure that you can catch the next episode of Everything Transformers, Everything GIJoe. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one.